Hey guys, Mike here. So today's cult classic review is 1983's Scarface, starring Al Pacino as Tony Montana. In Scarface, a determined Cuban immigrant takes over a drug cartel and succumbs to greed. And so we have Scarface. So guys, this is a movie in the series before watching and reviewing it today. I had not seen it before. Though to be honest, this is another one that I've been meaning to watch for quite a while now. And a couple of years ago, I did almost watch this movie. I was around my cousins, he put it on, but then we ended up turning it off because we had to go out or something like that. So ignoring that, basically, this is my first time watching Scarface. So, what did I think of Scarface? Well, you gotta start off with Al Pacino, even though his performance is incredibly over the top at times. And I'm not sure if this is actually an accurate Cuban accent or Cuban character or anything like that. It might be really hitting the nail on the head, or it might be completely off base. Doesn't matter. The performance is excellent. Because normally in these types of films, the main character gets sucked into the world and then kind of reluctantly gets more involved. Or they start off like really kind of, excited and ready to go. And then they get more corrupted as they go. As for Tony though, he starts off already in the mindset that he's gonna be a big shot, he's gonna be a winner. When faced with certain death, he looks them right in the eye and he doesn't blink. Now, you could say it was really brave, you could say it was really psychotic. I think they go hand in hand to make Tony Montana a really interesting character. And what's brilliant as well is when he actually gets the power, he just becomes so paranoid of actually losing it. Or, as well, he has the power and he doesn't really know what to do with it. Oddly enough, he was more suited for power when he actually didn't have it. Because when he actually did get it, he ended up blowing the whole thing. Or rather, doing all the blow. All the other performances as well were really good. No one else apart from Al Pacino really particularly stood out to me. That's not saying anything but bad, it's just when you've got Al Pacino going full on crazy mode, it's kind of hard to stand out. And as well, I kind of did put off watching this movie for a bit because it's nearly 3 hours long. And every time I would go to start it would be really late at night, so I'd think, oh, I can't really stay up for that. But obviously now I have watched the movie. And honestly, this movie does not feel like a 3-hour movie. That's not to say it doesn't feel like a long movie, but because the pacing is excellent, something's always happening, the story is always getting pushed forward, it just makes the time absolutely fly by. And obviously another thing that Scarface is known for is its violence. And obviously, this movie is incredibly violent. Sometimes it's played for horror, sometimes it's played for a bit of a goof, but whenever they do try and establish what the violence is used for, it always hits the nail on the head. When you have a scene where you're supposed to be really tense and not know what's supposed to happen next, it really does that. When you have a scene that's supposed to be really over-the-top violent and make you kind of cheer and scream or something like that, it does that too. But obviously, the most famous scene from this film is the say hello to my little friend scene. And even though you know it's coming, you know it's building towards it, it just aids in making the scene even more awesome. Because as it was coming to it, I knew he was going to say it, and I was just getting really excited, just oh, he's going to say it, I know he's going to say it, come on, let's do it. And then he finally says the line, he blows the door up, awesome. And then just from there, just an absolute bloodbath of bullets and swearing, Al Pacino going full Al Pacino. And at the end, obviously, it gets a bit silly because he just takes a hail of bullets and he just doesn't go down. Though, you could argue it was the cocaine that was keeping him going. Even still, it didn't stop the scene from being absolutely awesome. There's not really much else to say. Scarface is a kick-ass movie. So guys, would I consider Scarface a personal cult classic, and would I recommend that you guys should see it? Well, I mean, Scarface just absolutely nails everything. The characters are really good, the action's amazing, it's really violent, the story's interesting, and it's got a good pace to it. All around, Scarface is just an excellent film, and it's easy to see why so many people give this movie the cult classic status. Though, as it stands right now, I wouldn't give this one a personal cult classic seal of approval. It's not this movie did anything wrong. In fact, this movie more than surprised me. It's just I wouldn't give it that personal cult classic seal of approval. Maybe you might think a bit more highly of this movie in the next couple of months or years, or maybe I might actually give it that cult classic seal of approval. But as it stands right now, excellent movie. It's just I wouldn't rate it higher than most other movies in this series. But it is definitely up there. But as for whether or not you guys should see it, if you haven't seen Scarface, then you absolutely need to watch this film. Granted, it's not for everyone, it's incredibly violent, there are a lot of taboo issues that are explored in this film, but nonetheless, Scarface is an absolute kick-ass movie which you need to check out for yourself. Okay guys, that's my cult classic review of Scarface. Do you love it? Do you hate it? Whatever you think, drop it in the comments below. Until next time, I've been Michael. See ya!